So today we have with us the founder and the president of ASC Solicitors and Advocates and Bharatiya Society, Mr. Alok Sinha ji. He is a renowned Supreme Court lawyer and a vibrant personality. So he is a lawyer of repute and stature firm and has dealt most of the reputed companies like HCL, Tata, DLF, BPL, etc. So I would like to welcome you, sir. A very good morning to you. As you are a senior advocate in Supreme Court, so you know your experience, your story, how have you started, and your experience in this particular field.
Okay, I am getting your point, although probably it's very long story, so it will take much time, but I will brief it. Basically, I am a Supreme Court advocate and practicing for last 35 years in Supreme Court, and I have been the consultant also for all the reputed companies like for HCL, BPL, Ronak Automotives, all the banks like State Bank, Bank of India, any bank you talk about, I have been the I have been the counsel for them for dealing Supreme Court matters. I have been the counsel for, just for an idea, because people should know that what exactly I am doing, only then the purpose will be solved. So then I have been the counsel for the multinationals, although the top multinationals like Mobil, like Xerox, like Hollister, like Motorola Solutions. We talk about good multinationals, and I have been charging also well. I don't charge lesser amounts. I was involved in lot of national and international conferences. As president, I was invited for speaking on the development of law. Then I thought, you have name, you have fame, you have earned enough in Supreme Court, you are well paid. You are not like lower courts where your fees are less. In Supreme Court, the fees are very high. And by God's sake and by the God's grace, I earn the big companies and the big payments. I thought one time I just have one son, my wife, and now no responsibilities, son also got well settled. What for you are living? What is the purpose of life? Are you doing something for the people? So I thought two ways, that I should do something for the people. Here the thought of a Bharatiya Society came to my mind in 2007 probably. It's a long time. I realized I have seen the families where there was no money. My father was a very honest government officer and we had no money. I had 4 sisters and I was the eldest, then my younger brother. I realized that the money is a very important role. So I thought I must do something for the country and bring the money to this country. Now how can you bring money to this country? You can bring money either by the NRIs. They have got, you look, 1 votes make the government fall and rise. Similarly, every money what the foreign these NRIs are having can be invested here if we provide them comfort and services. But unfortunately, they feel this country, honestly speaking, people are corrupt, people are not honest, machinery is very bogus. They were not investing, one part. Secondly, they were not having the legal support also. They buy something, dispute arises, then they keeps on traveling, and then no results, and they get involved in litigations which they are not used, they don't like it. So one, I wanted to bring, in a nutshell, I wanted to bring money from NRIs who have got lot of money but they are not investing here because we are not giving them legal support for their properties also, for investments also, and we ask them to invest into India. So that was a lacuna I realized. Then also I thought that foreign investors can invest into India. Where can they invest? Why the Bharatiya Society idea came, basically I am trying to come up that. How the foreign investor will invest into India? Because India is having a great potential of human resources. India is having land, India has wild rivers I say because rivers are very huge. What you see in London, just Thames, nothing, no comparison to Ganga, Jamuna and so big rivers. So the water is an ample, which is a base source for producing electric. So everything, solar, wind, water, everything is there. But then there is no way to attract them. Law was not very simple. So I did three things. One, I tried to give a legal support to NRIs, complementary legal advice and constitutional legal support to them, so that they may, and remove the lacuna of laws by development of law through organizing national international conference and educating them on investment laws and provide their legal support. Secondly, their foreign investors also, I tried to hold the conferences as a president, and Bharatiya Society for doing all this was formed. So I created Bharatiya Society for meeting two reasons. One, to unite NRI, to give them a strong legal platform, to help them in legal matters, and to invest into India, because in both, in investment also you require legal support, and if they are having a property matters, matrimonial matters, they also require a legal support.
So, sir, what is the purpose of Bharatiya Society, and what does it does for people, and how it is benefiting to them?
You see, I just now told you that why the Bharatiya Society was created. I realized that the money can be the solution for prosperity. Money can come through the NRIs and can come through the foreign investors. NRI require two things. One, they require their own solution of their problems like property, matrimonial, succession, inheritance, will, and so many these kind of problems. Matrimonial problems, sometime in India, the Anti-Dowry Act is very strong. People get married and the females here file the cases on them, lakhs and lakhs of rupees that you give, otherwise the act is in their favor. So they are not able to come here. I have seen cases where they can be arrested, and their parents was also harassed and arrested. So they are having these kind of problems. So you provide them first the property matter problems, matrimonial problems, and also when they want to buy the problems investment, you help them. Second, there are foreign investors who wants to invest into India, because India is having a great potential. They require a legal support and sectors knowledge. Like sectors means civil aviation hai, hydropowers hai, renewable power hai, medical tourism hai. These are the sectors which are the most profitable potential sectors. So these two things, if you provide them, then they will invest and the money will come to the country. For this, the Bharatiya Society was created. Now, more specific, what Bharatiya Society is doing. One, unity and representation. I will explain one by one. Second, it is providing the legal support to the NRIs for property and matrimonial matters. Thirdly, it is holding conferences where it provide the support also and tell investment laws also. And fourth, it is organizing it is the first prime, you can say. It is the first, and the organizing national international conferences. Now you come one by one. What is the National International Conference? It is to provide all connected laws, information to the NRIs. They don't know. For example, you are having a property. Your brother is saying whatever you do, you can do it, I will not return you. Your neighbor is encroaching it. Joint property you are not getting. Your father wants to give you a will. Or your father is no more, you want to succeed, I can give you a lot of cases. So these are the succession, mutation, inheritance, will, then property division, then partition suit, these all property matters. Then matrimonial, I told you, right? Matrimonial gets connected with the criminal law also, because somebody is arrested, you require anticipatory bail, he is not able to come, warrants are there, you require anticipatory bail. So because of my networking and senior stature, that is the most important thing. The big lawyers are busy and they charge huge money, they don't have a time. Small lawyers probably are not able to reach to them. So that was the legal support I started providing them. So coming to the society's work, one, for bringing money, two, NRIs, I repeated these things, and foreign investor, the investment laws, and through national international conferences which are organized, the lawmakers comes, the VIPs come, you can see the site and you will come to know. One thing was also very important, which I said first, but then I changed, it should be second, unity and representation. What is unity and representation? Unity means today I have traveled all over the world, my residence, my office in Readings, to USA, Philippines, Manila, France, Germany, Italy. I have traveled all over and I have been speaking Dubai as a guest of honor, as a chief speaker. what I realized there? I realized that the people are one, not having a trust, and they are scattered. So they are meeting in Holi, Diwali and all these festivals. They are having a gathering because they are in the minority. But nobody is having so much time to see their problems, to represent them before the government. Being a lawyer of high stature and repute, I thought they require a representation also. If you have seen the film Airlift, you require, because you see, I don't want to talk negative, but the negative is a part of life. You can't think all the time everything is positive. There are negative things also. What happened in Iraq? What happened in Iran? What happened in Libya?
Yes.
What happened in Egypt? People came, left everything. They have to run in the night. Therefore, I say, my feelings are genuine, honest. So, one, I was talking about the representation and unity. One, how you will get the unity? If you unite the associations together, then unity will be there because the power will be there. You remember in the story where the old man was dying and he had his 4 sons and they all were divided. So he gave his sticks to one son to everybody and said, you break it. They broke it. But then he made it a bundle. He made it a bundle. And he said, now you break it. One by one he gave to all his 5 sons, 4 or 5 sons. They could not break it because it was a bundle. So unity is very important. Now who should take an initiative? Who is a lawyer, who can speak well, and the most important, who has got a feeling, who has got everything. And then I thought, if we unite the associations, because meeting in UK, probably 15 lakhs Indians will be there. I think you can't talk to everybody, but if we unite the associations, then it becomes a bundle and unity is there. And then you are a lawyer, you speak well, you have got a feeling. The most important, the feelings. If you are not having a feeling, Modi ji, I am a great follower of Modi ji. He has got a feeling. सब है और भावना नहीं है तो बेकार है. तो वो जरूरी था. और उस फीलिंग के साथ में यूनिटी और उनको रिप्रेजेंट करना बिफोर द लोकल गवर्नमेंट, बिफोर द इंडियन गवर्नमेंट, वेर एवर दे हैव एट्रोसिटी, वेर एवर इनजस्टिस, दैट इज माई. तो यूनिटी एंड रिप्रेजेंटेशन. एंड व्हेन आई आस्क देम, आई वांट टू गिव देम आल्सो. इट इज नॉट लाइक दैट आई हैव ऑल रिगार्ड for the Indian government. They want to, but they are not providing actual legal support to them. I have faced so many cases in my life where the people were arrested, people had a problem, people were murdered, and there were no support of Indian government because they talk to those governments. So there should be some strong man with unity who can represent them. That is my idea.